Oh my God. I am so high.
Oh man, me too. This is gonna be awesome because the show sucked.
Chrono contingency in the house for the extreme retro review for ECW Extreme Warfare Volume 1.
And that's Chrono, not Chronic, right?
I like that. 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 20 seconds for Extreme Retro Review number 242. To my partner in crime, who is the conductor, the engineer, and the road whoreman of the Pooney Poon Express. I have to ask you what your thoughts and views of this show was, first and foremost, because I'm going to take the reins from you and do play-by-play for this show.
That's perfect, and also that kind of steps on the toes of my gimmick because I was going to shoot right here for the streets markers and shit. The 300 and was it 366 or we got more than that?
It's 373.
To the 373 out there, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't sure myself, but you know what I'm saying? I'm glad to get some clarification. My thoughts on this was I called this Extreme Suck Fair because for the most part it sucked. It did raise some questions for me in regards to the Lady Boy, but we'll get to that we'll get to that when we get there. But there were don't give it. Yeah, it was probably about 80% suck, and then there's like one or two diamonds in the bag of shit.
So we start off with a black screen, and it just focuses on the title, Extreme Warfare. And it starts off immediately from the November to Remember 1994. The Crippler, Chris Benoit, versus the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal maniac known as Sabu. Benoit has his wild Pegasus tights on. He has his little vest. Sabu rushes in. They start to fight. Complete squidash. Benoit dumps Sabu on his neck. Witnessing the birth of the Crippler. What was your take?
Okay, now this was actually the part of the 20% for me, because my first note's like, all right, Benoit's hitting the ring. What am I about to watch? All right, what's going on? So then Benoit breaks Sabu's neck. So I'm like, oh shit, okay. He broke. All right, maybe this is like the greatest hits or the most extreme shit. Okay, so and I'm not a type of person who likes to watch people get crippled and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not my bag and shit. But when it comes to wrestling and shit, I just, you know, like when Brock Lesnar fucked up the moonsault at WrestleMania 19 versus Kurt Angle and shit.
That would be the shooting star press.
Yeah, dude, when he fucked up the shooting star press and gave himself a concussion and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a great moment for me. I can't explain it. Not like when you dumbass geeks jump off your garages and shit. Like, I don't like watching that because that's just stupid.
Paul in 911 tend to Sabu. Joey hits the solemn voice. L-O-L.
Especially when you know it's done in post and shit.
Crippler starts talking shit to the fans. I gave it 5 stars. So next up, we have a tag team match. We have Cactus Jack and Shane Douglas teaming up versus the Sandman and the living legend, Terry Funk.
Oh my God. Like, I've never been raped before, but I imagine this is like having to relive a rape and shit. Because not to be insensitive to people who have been victims of sexual abuse or shit. But like when I watch Terry Funk, that's how my brain feels, because like I feel like he's just forcefully entering his demonic presence into my mind and my psyche, my television, my form of entertainment shit. And also like I have to cover this shit, you know what I'm saying? And you know, so we have to sit here and talk about it and shit. And so like I feel like I'm being mentally raped every time Terry Funk is on the screen and shit. And you know what? I don't care who doesn't like it. Fuck you and suck my dick and shit. Now I'm doing this for free. Now how about that? What you gonna take from me?
This is from the March 18th, 1995 show titled Extreme Warfare, ironically.
Yeah.
We covered this in Extreme Retro Review number 117.
You're painfully welcome.
It plays the full match rather than the clip highlights that we got at first. American flag pants Sandman. It's a Sandman that I miss.
He is America. Sandman is America.
Whole match really showcased Shane's potential as a babyface. I gave it 3.5 for the entire match. Plus, where it goes on to in retrospect, you got the geek in the crowd with the Cane Dewey sign, leads to Cactus Jack's eventual heel turn. It also brings Bill Alfonso into the promotion, Shane leaving the promotion, and the Philly Clique taking over the main event in the fall of 1995. HW, your take.
Outside of everything that I previously said in regards to what you just said, in regards to Shane, I didn't even look at like that as far as being able to see his range and shit as being a potential baby face, because in my mind he was always the baby face in this match. You know, clearly Cactus Jack and clearly Terry Funk and who the fuck was his partner again?
Sandman.
Oh yeah, Terry and Sandman were the heels in this match. You know what I'm saying? So
this is what we initially said in April of 1995.
I would love to. Well, I would have loved to have come with you, Nancy, but you're dead now. So rest in peace. Rest in peace.
For March 18th, we have Shane Douglas, the ECW heavyweight champion, teaming with Cactus Jack versus the Sandman with Woman and the living legend, Terry Funk.
What a piece of shit. So I want to warn you guys before we get into the review of this particular match. There's going to be some very disturbing and some very gut-wrenching and some very dastardly deeds perpetrated on behalf of Terry Funk at the conclusion of this match. I would advise, if you're eating, just go ahead and put your food to the side or pause this recording, finish your meal, and listen to us later, because it's disgusting. The acts of Terry Funk. Food, take it away.
13 minutes left on the Tape Trader show. I said, let me guess. It's a wild brawl. It settles into a tag match. There's definitely one commercial break. And it's clipped to the finish. Survey says, correctamundo. I didn't foresee babyface miscue during the early parts of the match.
Yeah, that was weird.
There was lots of plunder used during this match, to include a toolbox, the railing that holds the geeks in, and a flaming branding iron.
Yes. Yes.
Pile driver on the flaming branding iron.
Yes.
For the win. Negative infinity.
I just wanted to tip my hat to you on having the integrity on giving this match the rating that it deserved, because as a human being, as a person who appreciates and respects the idea of human life and other human beings, I was just totally, like, I was very nauseated when Terry Funk tried to when he branded Cactus Jack in a wrestling match. Like, this wasn't, he's not a cow. He's not a bull and shit. He's not you know what I'm saying? And you probably shouldn't be doing branded animals and shit. But, you know what I'm saying, to do that to another human being, to melt their flesh into the shape of a piece of metal that's on fire and shit, that's disgusting. That is a criminal act. And shame on the Philadelphia Police Department, because I saw police officers there and shit. They were very prominent when the guard railing was removed, and the you know what I'm saying, the goofs could have stormed the ring if they wanted to. I saw a cop or two and shit. So to let Terry Funk commit that crime right there in that is just a lack of that is just a lack of professionalism. That is just dereliction of duty. That is just falling asleep at the motherfucking wheel. So once again, the Philadelphia police have failed at keeping people safe. Mainly in this particular instance, Michael Foley. And so I was disgusted to see this heinous act committed on live TV with no repercussions whatsoever. But was I shocked to see Terry Funk once again do something that only someone that is infused with the demon and shit commit to another human being? No, I wasn't surprised. I'm used to it. I just hope America's waking up.
OG sign guy had a sign that said Kane Dewey in the background. And a little bit of foreshadowing.
Yeah, way to show some class there, sign guy.
Terry Funk cuts a nonsensical, maniacal promo after he spits a fireball into the air. And he talks about how it's going to be a hot time in the ECW arena.
Terrible.
Moving on. And then you have a conversation about ECW home video. I gotta say, it continues the trend of terrible go-home shows. Yep. I give this one a thumbs down.
Yeah, buddy. Clip show, skip show. Even they had original matches that was fucking clipped and shit. Like, what the like, we don't need a 18-minute rundown and build up of motherfucking the April 8th show. What's this going to end up being called?
Three-Way Dance.
That's going to be the name of the show?
Yes.
Yeah. Man, they really love their tag team wrestling in ECW. So yeah, lead up into Three-Way Dance and shit, if nothing else, why not show the whole match of Public Enemy and the Pitbulls? I was actually looking forward to that match. Somehow I ended up giving a fuck about that match, and what do they do? Courtesy of ECW home video and shit. I'm sorry, is that a real thing? Food just nodding his head yes, so apparently that is a real thing. But that don't mean shit to me.
It was.
Damn it. So shit, I would have liked to see that match in its original form.
Unedited.
So what, they just have was it March 18th or some shit?
Yes, Extreme Warfare. That they did not show. No. Or they did not sell.
So oh my God. Because, you know, my next question was, so how come we didn't review this shit and shit? So they got some home video shit that they didn't even sell. They didn't even sell. They didn't even sell. So they didn't even sell the shit. They didn't even sell the shit. So they didn't even sell the.
That is correct.
This, you know, and people want to shit on Vince McMahon, but guess who's still here? Guess who's still here? Guess who's still? Because you can find the shit that you want to look for that they advertise. Like Vince ain't gonna advertise no shit that you can't buy from nothing else.
Except the Ultimate Warrior in '96. In a few days.
Nice.
The Extreme Retro Review takes you to the three-way dance. April 8th. Until then, life is a work. Make sure you get paid for it. We out. Peace.
Peace. Peace.
So from Florida, post Hardcore Heaven 1995, recounted by us in Extreme Retro Review number 135. No, you're welcome. We have the Public Enemy versus the Gangsters. Johnny Grunge cuts a profanity-laden promo and gets caught in the microphone cord. What an idiot. What an idiot. They have their brutal usual. New Jack and Johnny Grunge double juice. Mustafa with the wipeout. Shout out to the god of jobbers. Capital Crime, a.k.a. the moonsault through a table. For the win, Public Enemy goes over. I gave it 3 1/4. HW, your thoughts on the match?
Oh man, for anybody who thinks like I just enjoy hating on Public Enemy or just, you know what I'm saying, or I just, you know, I do it just because it's fun or whatever. Like, you know, like when something goes away and then it's gone for a while and shit, you kind of forget about it and shit. And then when it comes back and shit, your initial reaction to whatever that thing is how you truly feel about that and shit. So I didn't know what was on Extreme Warfare and shit. So as soon, the 2 thoughts popped in my mind and shit when Public Enemy popped on the TV. My very first thought was, ugh. Immediate motherfucking letdown and shit. And then my second thought was of the food and shit because these niggas started dancing off beat and shit. And I know for Fuge that's LOL. So outside of that and shit, it was just a whole lot of meh and ugh.
It wasn't even the here comes the hot stepper. It was overdone, and they couldn't even bother to put the white people on beat to this shit.
Yeah, they was doomed for failure from the beginning on that one. Yeah. ECW did them no favors.
Post match, they do the house party. They start bringing in the geeks into the crowd. They hoist up the Public Enemy on their shoulders, and then they collapse the fucking ring. One dude probably grabbed his junk on camera.
Might as well, shit. Oh, shit.
White people still being offbeat is completely LOL, regardless of the overdub.
Yeah.
People could have gotten seriously hurt, though, seriously.
This is true.
So we have the Steiner brothers making their another one of their random ECW appearances in 1995, going up against the Vampire Warrior and Dudley Dudley.
Oh yeah, my nigga Dudley squared and shit. The pure Dudley.
Pure Dudley. Shout out to 1995 Hollywood.
Yeah.
You get better.
Yes, you do. You become the man.
Big Dick Dudley is also in their corner. Pause. It's coming from the Orange County Fairgrounds, upstate New York, late summer, fall of 1995. Steiners had a match with the Crippler and Too Cold Scorpio, recounted by us in Extreme Retro Review number 148.
You're welcome.
I love the different look of the venue between the ECW arena and the New York venue, and now they got the upstate New York venue with the outside shit, and it's raining. The heels size up well up against the Steiner Brothers. I note that I missed body slams because there were a lot of body slams in this match.
Who knew you were a body slam, Mark?
However, I did not miss the Vampire Warriors shriek. That shit was awful. Basic tag match, Shine, Heat, comeback, suplexes, and top rope Doomsday Bulldog for the win. I gave it 3 stars. Let's get me a brew, please. Thank you.
You got it, Fooge. Fuck it. So,
Terrible.
so my thoughts on the match were. My first was, I don't remember seeing this, so I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? The Steiner brothers look weirdly out of place in ECW.
Oh, because they look like stars.
And they low key trying to put these niggas over and shit, like not make them look like total jamokes and shit. So I'm like, like I was having some cognitive dissonance going on and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was high, so I'm sure that probably made things worse and shit.
Was this part of the 20% or the 80%?
No, this was definitely part of the 80%, but. It was the rare part of the 80% that got my attention, though, because it was just so jarring and shit.
We over here using Pareto's law and shit.
Yeah.
Extreme Warfare Volume 1. That's why we're the best.
Oh, woo.
We have a non-title barbed wire matchup between Cactus Jack and the Sandman.
I remember this one.
Alongside of Sandman, his woman. Nancy has on the blue mini dress. She has the title draped over her shoulder. Sandman with the cane, the comic t-shirt, and the do-rag. Do-rag Sandman is a Sandman that I miss. Do-rag Sandman was probably about June or July of 1995. This is also from the Florida War Memorial, and it's another brutal match. And I think back to 1995, and while they did have the midgets wrestling in the undercard for the TV title and shit, the top of the card had a lot of blood and guts. You know what I'm saying? You had Sandman and Cactus Jack. They had Cactus Jack and Terry Funk. And you also had Public Enemy and the Gangsters. And they were juicing and shit. And also, you had the Battle of the Bad Breed.
Oh boy, oh man, I was so glad with that ended and shit. That was like having that was like the time I had the chicken pox and shit. Like that shit was like one of the most that and being in jail was probably the 2 worst experiences of my life. And like when that shit is over, like dog, when that shit is over, oh my goodness, it's just jubilation and just the thought. Like when I found out like I could never get chicken pox again, I'm like, oh thank God. And then shoot, that's why I try to do my best to not go back to jail and shit. Because I don't never want to go back to jail, and I don't never want to get chicken pox again, and I don't never want to see the Battle of the Bad Breed again.
Cactus with the counter DDT for the win, and he gets a shot for the World Heavyweight title. Sandman and Cactus was a very underrated feud, 3 1/4 overall. And I think the title shot might have been a heat wave. I don't remember. Jack celebrates in the ring. HW, your thoughts of the match?
My thoughts of the match is this type of gory shit isn't really my cup of tea and shit. I don't like watching motherfuckers mutilate and fuck themselves up for real and shit. So, as you know, if it was these two in any other match and shit, I probably would have been more into it and shit. But I just didn't really do nothing for me. not a fan of the barbed wire the for real wire matches.
What I don't understand is why the fuck would you accept a barbed wire match that's non-title with a stipulation for the title?
I'm glad you said, because I almost didn't bring that up and shit, because it makes no. They would go through all that just for him to get a shot at the title and shit.
I'd have been like, fuck that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nope.
The main event is Catfight 1995. Bill Alfonso breaks up Geek Ortiz is announcing and Rocky the Retard's proclamations for being the referee for the cat fight. He already shoved Mullinope out of the fucking ring. Finnegoof came through. He showed his referee card. Bill Alfonso confiscated that bitch, ripped it up. Geek Ortiz comes through and says, I can be the referee. I don't apply. He says, you're a nobody. Nobody. Call a nigga a nobody. Completely disregarded Rocky Musciano and said that the only person qualified to be the referee for the famous cat fight is none other than one half of the ECW World Tag Team Champions, Dancing Stevie Richards.
Yes.
This motherfucker comes out with a referee half shirt and the mullet on Larry Winters.
Yeah. There was some serious mulleting going on. Like he got fresh bangs cut into.
He had the mullet.
Oh shit!
He comes in, he frisks down Francine because that was his rat at the time. He's scared to frisk down Beulah. She does a little striptease. Franny and Beulah roll around for a little bit. Franny gets stripped first with little theatrics. This is hilariously awful. Meanwhile, the mutants are going crazy for this shit. It's terrible. I just want to note that. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all.
Joey is scared to show this on ECW home video.
Oh my goodness.
Beulah gets a low blow after a frying pan tease. Beulah gets smacked and then tries to pin her. Beulah gets stripped, Beulah gets stripped with better theatrics from Francine. He breaks up the pin and he wants Stevie to declare Beulah the automatic winner. Franny gets kicked in her stomach terribly and then gets Stevie kicked, which misses by a mile.
Bruh.
Beulah in a bikini pins Francine for the win. I gave it a dud. She goes to leave, comes back, gives Francine a wedgie, then an assistant pile driver. I bumped it up to a 5. Yeah. Beulah hits the martyr pose. Heels leave. Beulah then adjusts her tits in shot. Stevie looks back at his rat. Damage Control comes out to tend to Franny. Why is Geek Ortiz in the shot? HW thoughts.
My thoughts, everything from Bill Alfonso to Geek Ortiz being in the shot. I loved every second of it and shit. Cause my nigga, I guess Fonzie set the stage, and then the ridiculousness just wrote from there. And then especially when fucking Stevie kicked fucking Francine and shit. He super kicked his pooty poo and shit. Oh man, I howled like a motherfucking shit. And Oh, and then I got to give props to Beulah because she tried to try to milk it and heal it up a little bit. Was it I don't want to say believable, but it just
It was effective.
yeah. I think that's fair.
But was it preposterous? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Overall, honestly, there weren't any bad matches, though. I mean, the Steiners and the Vampire Warrior and Dudley stood out as an oddball, but it was harmless. Otherwise, I give this one a thumbs up.
It's very generous of you, Das Fooch.
Coming up next, back-to-back Extreme Warfare, Just For You, Volume 2, in a few. Peace.